Thinking about selling your home? If you've got red walls, we've got to talk. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Larry Fleischman, your Southern California real estate broker. If you've been here before, you know that I'm on a mission to help people with all things real estate. I want to make sure that you're empowered with the right information to make the best decisions when it comes to selling your home or your investment. Okay, so today we're talking paint. When you're selling your house, your paint choices can make a huge difference in how quickly it sells. Neutral, versatile colors are usually the best way to go because they appeal to the widest range of buyers. And that's exactly what you want. Buyers walking in and instantly picturing themselves living there. You want them to imagine that their furniture's in the space, their kids growing up there, and even themselves growing old in that home. The last thing you want is for bold paint colors or busy walls to distract them from seeing the potential. So today we're talking paint. And don't worry, furniture staging is a topic that we'll handle in another video. So certain paint colors can decrease the home's perceived value and the potential, which often leads to lower offers. So let's go over the best paint colors and the worst paint colors for both the interior and exterior of the house. All right, let's start off with the best interior paint colors to help you sell your home, starting with number one, soft whites and off-whites. Shades like White Dove from Dunn Edwards and Alabaster from Sherwin-Williams create a clean, bright, and spacious feel. They make it easy for buyers to picture their own furniture and decor in the house, and they can add their own pops of color without clashing. Another good one, you probably guessed it, light gray. Light gray has become incredibly popular. As a matter of fact, in today's world, it's the sexy pick, and for good reason. I personally love using light grays in my rental properties. Things like Agreeable Gray from Sherwin-Williams. It's one of the most popular shades because it works with so many different styles, from farmhouse to mid-century modern. That versatility means it appeals to a wide range of buyers, millennials, Gen Z, and even baby boomers. So if you're painting to sell, these timeless colors are a smart place to start. All right, let's move on to the third choice, warm neutrals. Warm neutrals create a cozy, inviting vibe without being too bold and overwhelming. You don't want to go too far into the dark beige or heavy browns. Just a subtle hint of warmth is perfect. It makes the space feel comfortable and homey, which is exactly what buyers love. That touch of warmth helps people feel like they can settle right in, which is why warm neutrals are always a popular pick. Number four, grayish paint. Yeah, you heard it. That's actually a mixture of beige and gray. And I want to share a quick story that really shows how much paint colors matter when you're selling your home. I recently went on a listing appointment, and when I walked through the house, every single room was a different color. I'm talking bright red, bold purple, you name it, it was there. Honestly, it looked like a bag of starbursts exploded in that house. Now, I'm always honest and upfront with my clients, so I shared my concerns about the colors, but the sellers decided to list it as is. Anyway, the result? That house just sat on the market and sat. The feedback kept coming back from the buyers the same way. They loved the location, but the house needed to be painted. So we pulled it off the market, gave it a fresh coat of grayish, that perfect mix of gray and beige, which tied in beautifully with the floors. And you know what? Wouldn't you know it? The house sold within a week. And for over asking. That just goes to show. Sometimes it really is the paint that makes or breaks a sale. On to number five, soft blues and grays. Now notice, I said soft. Think shades like sea salt from Benjamin Moore, just a gentle hint of color, not a bold navy or deep blue. It's just enough to add a calm, airy feel without overpowering the space. This look is especially popular here in Southern California. It really fits our relaxed, sunny vibe and pairs beautifully with the natural light that we get year round. Honestly, if I were painting my own place, I'd absolutely go with a soft blue-green like sea salt. Okay, those are the top 5 colors to paint the inside of your home if you want it to feel fresh, modern, and ready to impress buyers. But just as important as knowing what colors to use is knowing what colors to avoid, because the wrong paint color can instantly date your home, turn off buyers, or make rooms feel smaller and darker than they really are. So let's talk about it. Here are the 5 interior paint colors you really should steer clear of when you're getting ready to sell. Let's start off with bright red and bold colors like red, orange, yellow, and purple. These colors can actually get you a lower amount of money for your house, and they're known to basically turn off buyers because the first thing that they're seeing when they walk in the house is the fact that they're going to need to repaint. And I'll tell you, in a market like the one we're in right now, we're currently seeing that homes are taking longer to sell. And you buyers are saying that you don't want to buy a house and have to paint before you actually move in. Okay, let me share a real life experience. Recently, I had a listing, and when I first walked into the house, the kitchen was red, like bright red. And I said earlier, red normally gets you slightly less for your house. So I suggested a color that I thought would match the rest of the house. I left that listing appointment, and I got to be honest, I really didn't think the sellers were going to choose me to help them sell their home. But they did. Honesty paid off. And when I went back to the house, they had taken my advice and painted the entire kitchen. The seller said, "Larry, I know exactly what you were talking about. My kitchen seems brighter and bigger, more inviting. I wish I never would have painted it red from the beginning." The best news? We were on the market for less than a week and sold for over asking. And I truly believe that if the sellers would have left the kitchen red, we wouldn't have sold nearly as quick. So just keep that in mind. If you paint your house red, yellow, orange, or purple, it may be in your best interest to paint a neutral color when you're trying to sell. Number 2 on colors to avoid are dark colors. Now, I know I mentioned this earlier in the video. I'm talking navy. And no, I'm not talking about the brave men and women who serve our country. I'm talking about colors like black, dark brown, navy, dark blues, dark greens. You may want to think about using these colors, but I'll tell you, when you have a very dark color, it makes the room seem a lot smaller. And honestly, a lot of you watching just don't want to live in a place that feels like a dungeon. I've seen houses that people have completely painted everything, trim, ceiling, walls, all dark green or navy, which, hey, that's great if you're living there and that's your thing, that's you. But for someone else coming in, that room going to feel small and like a dungeon. So you probably are going to want to think about painting it a different color. Number 3, highly personalized colors. This normally goes for kids' rooms. So whether you've painted your kids' room a very bold color or there's a special theme, it makes it harder for buyers to envision their stuff in that space. As an example, my niece's room. My sister decided to paint an accent wall bright pink. Now, I realize that not every family, A, has girls, and B, have girls that like pink. But, that's what my sister did. And she told me that when she decides to sell her house, she knows that she's going to have to repaint it to a neutral color before she puts it on the market. I know many of you have themed rooms, so keep in mind, if you have a theme, I saw one recently, it was total Lilo and Stitch. And as I said, if that's you, then go big or go home. But just know that when you're ready to put the house on the market, you're most likely going to have to pull all that stuff down and create a more neutral space so that buyers picture their own stuff in the room. Number 4, those outdated interior colors. You remember the 80s colors? Peach, mauve, mint green, baby blue, or powder pink? Well, they might have been trendy a couple decades ago. They feel soft and cheerful, but read is very dated today. Pastel walls can make a room feel like it's stuck in a retro time warp instead of being fresh and modern. So if your living room reminds people of mint chocolate chip ice cream, it might be time to repaint. A buyer who can't get past an outdated wall color might assume the whole house needs more renovations. And that's not the impression you want when you're selling your house. Number 5, strong accent walls. If you have that one wall that's completely different in a bold color or covered in statement wallpaper that clashes with the rest of the room, consider toning it down. While I mentioned my sister loves a bright pink accent wall, She'd buy that house in a heartbeat because she's living in a Barbie world right now. But most buyers are not on the same page. Many of you see a loud accent wall as extra work or a design choice that you hate. So if your wall color or wallpaper isn't neutral and cohesive with the rest of the space, repainting it can help your home appeal to many more buyers. All right, picture this. You spent time and money updating your walls. The interior looks amazing, but buyers pull up to your house and, well, the outside, it's a different story. Exterior colors matter just as much as what's inside, and sometimes even more. So let's dive into the top colors for the outside of your home that'll help you make a perfect first impression from the street. So we're going to start off with those warm whites and off-whites. They're a timeless favorite. Shades like Swiss Coffee from Benjamin Moore or Alabaster from Sherwin-Williams are everywhere in Southern California neighborhoods. They create a clean, bright look that pairs beautifully with our sunny climate and work well with Spanish, ranch, and coastal styles. These colors feel fresh, modern, and they make homes look bigger and more inviting. And besides, I'm seeing a lot of TikToks where people are painting their outside of their house a bright white. And you know, if it's big on TikTok, well, next up, grays. Okay, as I said earlier, it's a combination of gray and beige. It's neutral, warm. These grays are huge right now. I think Revere Pewter by Benjamin Moore or Accessible Beige by Sherwin-Williams. These colors are the perfect balance between warm and cool, and they complement stone, brick, and wood accents beautifully. And grays plays nicely with changing light. It doesn't show dirt easily, which is really ideal for SoCal's dry and sometimes dusty climate. Next up, soft taupes and sandy beiges, which are trending right now, especially for modern Mediterranean and desert-inspired homes. Colors like Sherwin-Williams Balanced Beige or Dunn Edwards Sandcastle really blend in naturally with drought-tolerant landscaping and earthy roof tiles. You know, buyers feel these colors feel grounded and blend beautifully with natural stone, clay tiles, or rustic wood features. Okay, moving along. Deeper charcoals and warm dark grays like Urbane Bronze by Sherwin-Williams are popular for accent trims, for garage doors, or even entire exteriors when homeowners want a modern, dramatic look that still feels classy. This color gives homes a modern edge and pops beautifully against white or lighter stucco. When buyers see a freshly painted exterior, they get excited to see more because they're thinking, wow, this home looks great outside, must be totally updated inside too. And in beach communities like Ventura, Laguna, or San Diego, you'll see coastal inspired shades like Hail Navy by Benjamin Moore, Sea Salt by Sherwin-Williams, or even soft sage greens. These give homes a breezy, laid back vibe while still looking sophisticated. Coastal tones add personality and work really well with white trim, natural stone, or shingle siding. Southern California buyers love exteriors that feel clean, fresh, and timeless, with natural, neutral, and coastal inspired colors dominating the trend. All right, so now you know which colors can make your house look fresh and modern and welcoming, but what about the shades that do the exact opposite? Yep, there are some colors that can turn buyers away before they even walk through the front door, something you definitely want to avoid. So let's talk about which ones those are. Start off with bright or unusual shades like pink, purple, neon green, or orange. They might showcase your personality, but they can easily scare off buyers. As an example, my cousin's neighbor down the street painted her entire house purple, and there's no mistaking it. It's purple. It's bold, but not everybody wants to inherit the cost and hassle of repainting a whole exterior. Loud colors are very personal, not universal, and buyers see themselves as adding on an extra renovation expense when they're looking at these homes. Next are those overly bright or neon shades, colors like bright yellow or neon, anything that can stop buyers right in their tracks, and not in a good way. While a pop of color is fun for an accent door, covering your whole entire house in neon is usually a deal breaker for most buyers. These colors, they don't blend in with the neighborhood, and they often clash with landscaping and trim. Okay, Moving on to outdated or saturated reds. Bright red might work on a barn, but a whole house painted bright red? Not so much. I know of a house in Acton. It's got this vivid red metal roof that doesn't match the exterior at all. It's unique, but again, it could be a negative for buyers who see a big project ahead to make it match. Keep in mind that bold reds and saturated colors can clash with modern neighborhood palettes and lower the curb appeal. These are just examples of colors to avoid when you're trying to sell. They're not rules for how you should live in your home. I mean, if you love your purple house or your neon mural, enjoy it. Life would be so boring if every home looked exactly the same. When I walk through homes, I love seeing personality. A bright accent wall, a fun mural for a kid's room. It's wonderful while you're living there. But if you're looking to get the most money and attract the most buyers and create multiple offers, a neutral, fresh palette is the way to go. Think of it like pre-packing. Just like you pack up all your personal items when you're getting ready to move, painting over bold murals or unusual colors is part of making your home ready for somebody new. I know it's hard. I have a bright accent wall myself that's staying until my daughter tells me she hates it. But when you're selling, stick with neutral colors that buyer can picture their furniture and decor with. You'll thank yourself when the offers are pouring in. I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really supports my work and helps me keep bringing you more tips like this. And as I said earlier, I want to help as many people as possible. If you're a buyer looking to purchase a home here in Southern California, I'd absolutely love the opportunity to help you make that move happen. All my contact information is right down below in the description. Feel free to reach out anytime. And if you're planning to move anywhere else in North America, hey, I've got you covered too. I have an amazing network of trusted agents, people that I know I've trained with and fully trust to give you the same great experience that I would. Just reach out and I'll connect you to the right person. If you're a seller and you're thinking about listing your property, I'd love to help you get top dollar for your home. You can call, text, email, or DM me. All the details are below. There's also a link in the description for a home value estimate, or feel free to reach out directly and I'll put together a personalized market analysis just for you. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. If you're thinking about moving to Santa Clarita, please check out this video right here. And if you'd like to tour more Southern California homes, be sure to check out the playlist. Don't forget, subscribe so you never miss what's next. Stay classy, SoCal, and remember, for all things real estate, sell or buy, Larry's your guy.